what this is in fact. I mean, it can't be some kind of rock, can it? Because the markings that people say is some type of tracking from some truck that's gone up this thing don't reach to the very bottom, right? What I'm concentrating on most is the crisscross patterns that run down the side, which to me, I've got no doubts about this. It's some type of girding, right? Some type of metal crisscross girding. You know what the Eiffel Tower is made out of, and bridges, that type of thing. And it's all collapsed and been filled in during the flood and ash that rained down. But all these squares that's on the side there that look like huge cutouts are just the various levels of flooring that's mostly collapsed and then being filled in. The entire thing has been filled in with ash and flood material, sand, okay? If you were to take a hammer to this thing and hit it, it would collapse in your hand just with one strike. It's just an imprint of what this thing was built from, right? But we can see that at the bottom of these tracks that run up down the top, they lead to huge holes. So no vehicle has left those marks up there because they wouldn't be able to get over that thing. This thing's thousands of feet above sea levels as well. So anyway, I am going to show you about 5-minute section that I've cut out of a 22-minute video that I put out 3.5 years ago dealing with this site, and then I will get back to you.
This is an old image. I think it is the oldest image I've got from this site, because now it's all just, well, you know, when you look at it, it's black. So at this point it had all foliage on it, right? And I'm going to show you how archaeologists have changed certain areas of this over time, right? That area I only just noticed before I even started recording this. It looks like you could actually walk under that little part there, because again, it's, you know, I'm saying that this is structural. If you might not be able to see, you might have to go check the images. I'll just point you out to certain things and then go, you know, listen to what I say and then go and inspect them. But there is certain things in these that I can point out to you, which should leave you in no doubt of the paradigm that I'm presenting, right? That this is in fact a structure that was built from girders and wood and whatever else goes into building structures like we do today, and it's collapsed. The entire mountain is just an imprint of what this thing was built from. And look, how do I know that? All these holes is where girders were and bars, yeah, to hold floors up. All these were floors that have since collapsed down on themselves, yeah. And the reason why I know that, this is one of the most important images of this selection on this site, is because of that area there. Can you see that beam? Yeah, that's now mud rock, that's sticking out of the side, that's the exact same size as these holes here, because these one stuck out of all these here. This one survived. Can you see that plate there? As this is falling away, you can see that's a flaw, yeah. So that's, and you can see an hole there. So these were flaws, structural, yeah. This has not been carved like this for people to sit in, measure the stars and count the days and all this crap.
I will play some more of that video from 3 years ago there, but this is what I mean by this stuff just being an imprint. It's all just sludge, silt, sand. This is an older image. I've got many more of these, so if you can imagine multiple floors collapsing down on each other, and have a look at this image and it should make sense for you. Even this one here, the holes is where beams, whatever it was made from, some of it will have been metal, some of it will have been mud. No different to how we build structures today, but it is indeed what we're looking at.
This was a huge structure. Imagine something like the framing of a huge warehouse. You know, like where you work and you've got fork trucks running around, there's different levels of floors, that type of thing, yeah. And it's just collapsed down on itself. Can you see what this thing is, you know, made out of inside here? You can see it's just sand. So imagine this going through the Great Flood or something like a pyroclastic flow just rushing through this area. I mean, I think that's what the next site has actually suffered from. This thing has just gone underwater for a long time, even though it's on top of a mountain. Okay. Yeah, so archaeologists since came to this site. That's the area we've just been looking at there. That's them circle things, probably winders or something like that. But this area here, I'm going to show you something now that they've since removed. You see that circle there, that slight circle, something's been cut away from there, right? Because I'm trying to prove to you that it's not a carving. This next image, if you look there, you can actually see something circular that's sticking out of there like it's a huge beam. It's right there. The other interesting thing on this, you can actually see that it's like in a crisscross pattern, yeah? And there. You know, these are just images that I find particularly interesting that prove to you that this was a built structure, that's all. And you can clearly see what it's built from now. Like, you could take a hammer to this thing, yeah, and bash away easily at this and it would just fall out in sand on the floor. So you would not be able to carve away at this structure, take all this stuff out, and then live in it, would you? Because it would just collapse on your head the next time it rained. It's ridiculous.